So, good morning everyone. Once again, I am Romeo Servinacio. So, this morning I will discuss my second topic, which is the Sultan Kudarat. So, the question is, where is the location of Sultan Kudarat? So, Sultan Kudarat is located in the southwestern part of central Mindanao, Philippines. It is bordered by the province of Maguindanao del Norte, Maguindanao del Sur, and Cotabato to the north, South Cotabato and Sarangani to the south, Davao del Sur to the east, and the Moro Gulf and Celebes Sea to the west. So we're going to my topic. So educational attainment, a generation gap in Sultan Kudarat. So the educational attainment of the Bilaan parents generation is very low. Few proceeded to the secondary education, more than half drop out of grade school, and others have never been enrolled in formal school. So ibig po sabihin na sa Bilaan, pagdating sa school or sa education, sobrang baba po ng percent ng mga nakapag-aral doon. So meron naman po nakapag-aral na nakapag-proceed sa secondary, pero more than half ay nara-drop out po, at yung iba po ay hindi po nakapag-enroll sa formal school. So, when women talk about their lost opportunity of studying in formal school and their early marriage, they become very emotional. So, someone say, I have 18 brothers and sisters in my family. 18 brothers, 8 sisters in my family. We are very poor. My family is not able to support my educational expenses, so I had to stop going to school. Then my parents arranged my marriage. They wanted to benefit from Sunggod or bride price. I was hurt when I was forced to stop schooling and get married. My marriage was decided and arranged my parents when I was only 13 years old. I have not even met the person I was going to marry. What my parents did to me was very hurtful. I was sad when I stopped going to school, but what else could I have done except to obey my parents? My family did not have money to support my basic needs such as food, clothes, and other school expenses. Also, the school was very far. I wanted to continue my schooling, so I asked my husband to support my education. We already had a child, but he was not able to do so. So, ibig po sabihin, dun sa Bilaan po, sabi po ng babae na parang tinanong po ba kung ano ang ano nila. So, ang sabi po ng babae ay sila po ay sobrang mahirap, hindi kaya mag-school, kaya minsan po sobrang hirap nila. Kahit gusto nila mag-aral, in-arrange po ng parents na ikasal sila sa taong di pa nila nakikita. So isipin nyo, at the age of 13 years old, in-arrange siya po ng parents na ikasal sila, kahit hindi po nila ito gusto. So ang tradisyon po nila ay parang, so ayun po, kahit hindi nila gusto. So ang gusto lang po ng parents, dahil nga sa wala silang pera, so ang gusto ng parents, di ba, sa ang ano nila kapag ikinasal, di ba, syempre may tawag dito, yung Sunggod, ibig po sabihin yung bride price. So parang, di ba, yung anak, halimbawa yung anak ko, tapos yung anak mo, halimbawa yung anak ko, gusto mo yung anak ko, so kaya parang bibilhin mo yung anak ko sa akin, so babayaran mo ako, parang ganun po yung yung Sunggod. So one mother who managed to study up to second year of secondary school but stopped unmarried at 17 years old was scolded by parents. So someone say they told me to get married rather than spend more money for school. I was sad when they said that. We were poor. We were poor. I had only one dress and one piece of underwear, which I was every day. Father said that if I would insist on going to school, I had to eat leaves and roots of plant. My parents did not have money. So ibig po sabihin, pinipili po ng magulang na ikasal sila kaysa po sila, parang gumasto ba sila kwarta para sa pag-eskwela sa bata, dahil nga siguro sa kinakapos sila sa pang-araw-araw na pangangailangan. So pinipili nila na ikasal na lang yung kanilang anak. So minsan po yung kanilang mga anak ay meron pong isang pirasong damit at isang pirasong underwear. So minsan sinasabihan pa sila ng kanilang tatay na kapag magpursige ka ng pag-aaral, kailangan mong kumain sa araw-araw ng mga leaves and roots of plant, dahil nga wala silang pera. So they even did not know what shoes are for. They would have been frightened to touch them. Also, the school was very far. So someone say my parents were afraid that someone would attack me on the way. They could not speak other language except Bilaan, which also concerned them sending me to school. Father did not allow me to go to school because he was afraid that non-IPs would harm me on the way. So bukod sa financial problem, so ang kanilang mga magulang din ay natatakot na mag-aral sila, dahil nga bukod sa malayo ang kanilang paralan. So natakot din sila para sa mga magiging kaklase ng kanilang mga anak. So, dahil nga yung mga hindi IPs ay maaari silang mabuli doon sa paralan nga sila ay mga tramayan ba po nakadoklat nakag-anak na paeskulahan sila kahit tingali mananalo sa eskwelahan, dan hindi po sila marunong magsalita ng ibang lengguwahe kundi Bilaan lamang. So natakot sila, malay mo tingali la kuno baka yung sa kanila manakit ay isang Tagalog or English speaking. So paano sila makipag doon? So hindi naman nila maintindihan ang sasabihin ng mga yon. So mas pinipili ng mga magulang yung mga magulang na doon manatili na lang kanilang mga anak sa kanilang bahay or ikasal na lang. So the low educational attainment and associated with poverty and early marriage, women expressed deep regrets for their lost chance to study. They decided not to repeat this sad experience in the next generation, as they are determined to send their children to school. They no longer have the intention to force their children to marry early in the form of arranged marriage. So yung iba po naman ay pinipiling na mag-aral ang kanilang mga anak, dahil nga ayaw nilang maranasan ang dinanas nila noon. So someone say, I do not want my children to experience the same thing. When asked if their children are studying, they answered, yes, they are all in school. So we move on to the poverty and the income. So major income sources Bilaan household are primarily engaged in the corn production as their major source of income. So yun nga, ang una pa lang pinagkukunan nila ng ng income ay yung pagtatanim ng mga mais, corn production. Even though they dwell in the ancestral land. So ancestral land, ibig po sabihin dito po yung mga nakatira, yung mga IPs, karaniwang po nakatira sa yung mga IPs sa ancestral land. Yung from the word nga ni ancestral land, ibig po sabihin na mga nakatira doon ay mga IPs. The production scale of corn is too small to earn sufficient income for their family. So ibig po sabihin, kahit po yung unang pinagkukunan nila or yung major sources nila ng income is yung mga mais, hindi pa rin sapat sa para sa kanilang mga pamilya, dahil nga kulang or yung kakaunti lamang ang ang kinikita nila sa pagmamais. So it is a party attribute to the fact that only about 0.5 by 1 hectares per household is utilized for agriculture purposes. Thus, they also engage in the charcoal making and working as paid laborers on farms that are owned by non-IPs. Some are engaged in rough making from cogon grass, gathering and selling firewoods, doing small scale banana production and servicing as household. So bukod sa pagmamais, pinasok na rin nila ang paggagawa ng uling, charcoal making, at ang rock making, at saka minsan po ay nag-iipon sila ng mga yung mga panggatong, nag-iipon sila ng mga kahoy at binibenta. Tapos yung minsan nag-ano sila ng saging, at minsan nagsisilbi din sila bilang housemate sa mga non-IPs. At yung iba naman ay meron silang lupa. So yung iba naman ay namamasukan na magtrabaho sa farm ng mga non-IPs. So the average income of an IP's family in Sultan Kudarat is 12,000 per year, which is approximately 10% of the average household income of Region 12. Approximately 6 pesos are earned per harvest, and they harvest twice a year. Additional income is occasionally derived from banana production and charcoal making. One husband works as paid laborers at corn farm of non-IPs. The average income is 100 pesos per day in dry season and 150 pesos per day during harvest season. However, the work is not available every day. So imagine 12,000 la asweldo kada tuig, makaya kasi doon. Tapos to iba man nagtatrabaho liwat sa mga non-IPs, asweldo la nila 100 pesos la kada adlaw. Papasok pa doon dry season, and danay 150 pesos man sa kada kapag harvest na ba, pagkatani 150 man gyapon, 50 man ito gang. Tapos ito nila to trabaho di parat permanente, kaya masyado makore ko talaga sa kanta, makore ito. We're going to the house helper. So some youth have been working as domestic helper in large cities such as Manila, Laguna, and Marbel to support their educational. So their education rather. So sa yung mga ibang bilaan pala ay nakapunta na sa cities or sa mga Manila para magtrabaho, para suportahan ang kanilang pag-aaral. Ngunit ang reaksyon naman ng kanilang nanay or kanilang is ito yung sinabi nila: we really do not want our children to work as house helper. We never liked the job. We accepted it only because we want our child to continue going to school. So kahit na labag sa kanilang kalooban na pumunta yung kanilang mga anak or mapalayo sa kanila, so tinanggap na lang nila sapagkat gusto ng bata na mapag-aral, at yun na nga, dahil nga at naging na rin ng kanilang magulang na mas okay na rin yun para ma-continue lang ang kanilang pag-aaral, dahil nga kung sa kanilang lang sila, hindi pa matatangpo sa pag-eskwela sa bata kasi siyempre kulang man tira kwarta, hindi masyado na lang makakuha na masustentuhan ng kanilang anak sa pag-aaral. So pagdating naman po sa road or sa kanilang daanan, the road from the town proper to the community is not concrete. There is no jeep that Bilaan can ride from the community at back. Majority of the Bilaan hire motorcycle to go to the market. They also use this to sell their agriculture product at the market due to the narrow space that they can use to load their products on the motorcycle. The volume of the products that they can sell at the market become limited, which in turn adversely affects their income. So ibig po sa bihim po, pagdating po naman sa daanan or sa transportation papunta po sa proper is hindi po maganda, sapagkat po sa kanila, mula sa kanilang barangay or baryo ba papuntang proper is wala pong jeep na sasakyan na paglalagyan ng kanilang production. So ang ginagamit po nila ay motorcycle. Bakit po motorcycle? Dahil po ang daanan po nila doon papuntang proper is sobrang ikli, or yung ikli ba yung sakto lang is ang motorcycle. At dahil nga motorcycle lang kanilang ginagamit, so kakaunti lang ang manadali nila na product para maibenta sa market. So dahil dun mas lalong liliit ang kanilang kita, dahil nga kakaunti lamang ang may sasakay na product sa motorcycle, at yung motorcycle na yun ay inupahan din nila, nagbabayad na sila na motor. So tapos na po tayo sa poverty and income. So dumako naman po tayo sa maternal and child health. So access to health service. The IPs use herbal medicine as first aid because health facilities are far from their residence. Health personnel from the Department of Health are not regularly visiting them. Barangay health workers, who are mostly volunteers, are usually not residents of the community. Where the IPs belong, there is a barangay nutrition center in the community which is with a midwife who reporters once a month and a health workers who has not been reporting for 2 years. There is no medicine in the center. They need to go to the Marble, about 16 kilometers away from the community. To acquire medicine, it becomes hard for the Bilaan community to obtain the health service they need. So pagdating po naman sa nila ng mga gamot ba or nang gisikaso kanila is sobrang hirap din po sapagkat kanilang ginagamit na panglunas sa nilang mga ay gumagod sa mga herbal medicine, dahil nga sa malayo yung kanilang community dun sa health center. kaya po nahihirapan sila. Meron naman po meron naman po minsan nagbo-volunteer na health nagbo-volunteer na mga Department of Health, pero hindi po kadalasang pumupunta sa kanilang bayan dahil nga po ay sobrang layo, at saka meron din po silang meron po din silang mga midwife sa kanilang bayan or baryo or barangay bayan or pero madalas po wala dahil once a month po lang sila nagre-report, at saka yung and health worker po naman nila ay nag-report lang po after 2 years. So imagine, sobrang tagal na po nun. So kaysa naman mag-intay, minsan pupunta din sila sa Marbil, pero yung Marbil po ay sobrang layo sa kanilang bayan. So naglalakbay po sila na sa loob ng 16 kilometers makapunta lang sa Marbil para makabili ng kanilang kailangang gamot. Kaya ganun po ang kanilang hirap na dinadanas tuwing may nagkakasakit sa kanila na hindi kayang lunasan ng mga herbal. So someone say, I am very sad that my husband has been sick and just stayed at home since then. He has never seen a doctor at a hospital, not receive any form of medicine because we do not have money. I was very sad when my children got sick, but there was no medicine to buy, so I only applied herbal medicine. So imagine po, pag nagkakasakit po ang kanilang asawa or anak, ay tinitiis na lamang po nila or nag-apply naman po sila ng mga herbal dahil nga po wala silang pera at sa hindi po nila kayang bumili ng gamot. Kaya sobrang hirap po talaga ng mahirap. So dumako naman po tayo sa early marriage. The marry young, all marriage are arranged by their parents. The woman do not want their children to go through early marriage as they did. So yun nga po, tulad po ng sinabi ko kanina na karamihan po sa mga taga-bilaan ay mas pinipiling ipakasal ang kanilang mga anak or mag-asawa kaysa mag-aral. Ang una po dito, ang nagano po dito sa kanila, kahit hindi gusto ng anak, ang mga magulang po ang nag-decide para sa kanila. Kaya at the age kaya nga kahit bata pa or 13 or 12 years old pa lang, wala silang magagawa dahil bata pa sila, inaano na agad ng mga magulang nila na mag-asawa na. So, para naman po tayo sa delivery. So, the average number of children that bilaan woman has is 3 to 4. They are all assisted at birth by a traditional midwife called Hilot. Most of them initiated breastfeeding after they have been birthed. After the breastfeeding period, they feed their babies simple meals consisting of rice and vegetables. So, yun nga po sa kanila. Actually, meron po silang inassist po sila ng mga midwife, tinatawag po na Hilot, at ang pagpapamimim po na kanilang mga anak ay natural lamang breastfeeding. Pero after po nung breastfeeding, yung lutas na ba, pinapakain na nila ito ng kanin at saka mga gulay. So punta naman po tayo sa birth registration and immunization, pagbabakuna. Majority of children are registered, although there was a case when the registration form submitted by a woman was rejected by the civil registry office because of the misspelled Misspelled po, ibig sabihin po, mali ang mga spelling. Misspelled names on the form. The office is coordinating with a different municipality civil registrar office for possible partnership regarding the free birth registration of IPs. So, talaga. So, panghirap po dahil di basta-basta dahil po nga may bayad. So, ang ginagawa po ng office ay nakipag-coordinate po sila sa municipality civil registrar para po para posible po na magkaroon sila ng libreng bayad ba o libreng pagpapagawa ng live birth, particularly the removal of the fee on late registration, as all children were immunized through a health service provided by the barangay health workers. So nabakunahan po yung mga nabakunahan po naman po yung mga bata doon through sa health service providing by the barangay health workers. So punta naman po sa ating panghuling topic, which is the food security. They have 3 meals a day, although there are times when they eat twice daily. The regular meals consist of rice and vegetable. Fish is consumed once a week. However, the NCIP provincial office state that malnutrition among the IPs is still prevalent. So, ibig po sabihin, actually nakakain po sila ng 3 beses sa isang araw, pero hindi po madalas. Minsan po 2 beses lang sila nakakakain sa isang araw. At yung mga kinakain po nila doon ay mga regular, yung mga kinikanin at saka gulay. Minsan po nakakain po sila ng mga isda, pero hindi po kadalasan. Once a week lang po sila nakakakain ng isda doon. At according po sa survey ng NCIP or Provincial Office State, marami ang pagdating po sa bilaan, maraming kabataan ang mga mamapayat ba or malnutrition, yung mga dito nalilima sa mga mahugos diri ka dito ipapapiding sa mga mahugos, mga kuan mga purgaho ito kulang sa timbang ba, malnaris kalugan sa mga taga-bilaan ng mga malnaris. Dili nga hindi consistent ang kanila pagkaon sa tulo ka adlaw sa ikabisis dahil wala pag-abot ka nila dito nakaon sila sa adlaw kay siyempre kung sobrang nakuri. Yun lamang po. Thank you po sa pakikinig. Sana po ay meron po kayong natutunan sa aking topic. Maraming salamat po and God bless.